Hello and welcome to the Event Guru Show. My name is Imdad Basit. Today I've got a special team with me that needs no introduction at all. If you're a social media fan, or whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, these guys are all over the place. If you've been to a recent wedding, I'm sure they've run the wedding themselves. May I introduce Maria London. Hello guys, how are you?
Hello, Imdad.
Yeah. Let's do the introductions first then. Shall we start with yourself?
Sure. My name is Abdul Aziz.
Okay. And what's your role in Maria London?
Oh, sure. Okay. Day to day, I do the. I'm a manager director with alongside Habib Bhai, and we look after the clients, talk to the clients and look at all the inquiries, and majority of the time actually is consultation, client consultation.
Okay.
That's obviously the office side of things, and obviously events is obviously different. We have a different structure on the days. Yeah.
That's good. Let's move on to yourself.
Yes, my name's Abdul Muqit.
Haji Abdul Muqit.
Haji, yeah, he's recently come back from Hajj, as you guys know, hence the long beard, yeah. I'm one of the partners, one of the more silent partners. These guys are, running the show.
They do all the muscle work then?
No. I do all the muscle work. I'm doing all the lifting and all the decor and so forth. Yeah, these guys are, they're running the show. I'm more on the day kind of thing.
Okay.
But I'm constantly working, like you mentioned on the intro, with the social media side and stuff. So I'm constantly, 24/7, whether it's on the phone,
capturing those good moments.
And stuff,
yeah. Excellent. That's some really good work. I mean, I've observed it myself. Really good stuff. I must sit with you and learn some of those skills.
No, it doesn't come cheap.
I'm sure we can sort something out.
Sure.
And lastly, can I ask your name?
Yes, it's Habib Rahman, Rukun for friends that know me.
So can we call you Rukun then, or not?
Habib for sure, because
we're not friends.
We are friends.
Okay, Habib.
Habib, the industry of the wedding industry knows me as Rukun. I'm talking about Habib. The Rukun is sort of from a young age where it actually comes from family background. Wedding industry is within me. It's been here for 15 years. I run another company called Shadi Planners, and then obviously now rebranding, and obviously with the brothers, with their partners, taken on, calling it Maria London, trying to do different things in the market where we can see that the market needs to have new innovative things.
What's your role? And what would you say your expertise are? What would your team depend on you?
The team will depend on mainly the events, the running and the molding the event to come together for the day. Okay. A lot of customers or consumers might think that they're only running a day, but the work is not just on that day. The work starts well before.
Yeah.
And that's where me and Aziz by helping hand and with all the brothers out there now, we all coming together to get to that stage on that day where there's a lot more background, more work is involved. That's where I mainly come in.
So you're more kind of operationally coordinating everything, making sure everyone's in the right place.
Place and getting things on the right time, and getting it all together.
Is there anyone else missing? I mean, in your management team?
There is. Probably asleep.
Yeah, no, there is our elder
Sasa, we call him sometimes.
What's his name?
What's his name? What is his name? Just joking.
Shelly Mahmoud.
Yeah, Shelly Mahmoud.
Shelly Mahmoud. He's more the senior person to us.
Is that why you call him uncle?
He calls him as a joke as Sasa.
Sasa, but it's not much of a difference. We're all on the same age group. But he's sort of a more I would say, not say mature, but obviously, he brings everyone down to earth when we actually get in a bit.
Guys, we've got wedding to run.
That's it. Wedding to run, event to run. But his role on the day is more serious of serving the clients and how it should be.
Okay.
The catering is everything on place.
So front of house and
mainly he deals with the catering side where are they prompt what the level of service or level of quality of the food or level of quality of
Okay.
of service needs to be done. Is that getting done, and is that prompt enough? So he sort of oversees that more
Okay.
on the event day.
So we talked about roughly around the kind of roles. It looks like you're well organised in terms of your management team. So in terms of your whole team, yeah, how many people are there in the whole team?
Actually, we've got quite a lot, quite a few, isn't it?
Yes.
What we believe in is nurturing our young talent in our team. If you've seen our Facebook or Instagram, you see pictures and videos of our young team. We believe that because they are infused with passion, like us, in the trade. So we've given them a platform to kind of nurture themselves, and we've given them directions and to grow and to equip themselves with the skills necessary to build for the future. So we've got quite a big network of team, and we call them when we have events. So sometimes we have even 10 of them for a big decor. We get 7 to 10. So amongst us four plus another 7 to 10, you see, so that's a big team for a wedding.
That's a football team.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, but we don't cut corners in terms of having personnel on the ground because. My vision is for them is we want to train them. We want to train them because they are future as well for the company.
Yeah.
And with a level of good training, they'll in the future we can then send them off to manage an event. Absolutely. So we've heavily invested this year on our young team, and they've seen the result. We've seen the results. We've seen it in the work from day one to up to today. We've seen the level of commitment and work has gone up, you see, and that's been a testament via the investment we've made, and it's worked out quite well.
So how long has Maria London been running for then?
Maria London is actually quite new. The brand itself, it opened its doors on the 1st of January 2017, so we've just been, this is almost 10th full month. And in a short period of time, alhamdulillah, it's flourished. I think a lot of people have heard about us, have been to one of our weddings or an event. We're growing because it's come off Habib Bhai's old company, Shadi Planners, and obviously there's an interesting story how it came about, which probably we'll touch on in a minute. But yes, about 10 months old. It doesn't seem that way because we've done so much.
So much in the space.
Yeah.
In that space of time, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's for me when we first opened the doors or the vision we had, we didn't expect this much to be have done within this short period of time.
That's really good. That's really,
so
really good.
it's beyond our kind of imagination. Thank God for that. But we've worked extremely hard day and night.
You have, and I can vouch for that. And hats off to you guys in terms of how far you've travelled. You've more or less kind of fast-tracked yourself on second year now. If I'm going by my own kind of knowledge of setting up businesses and everything. So what made you get into the wedding trade? Have you got a history behind it?
I think
yes.
I think all of us have our own.
I know Habib Bhai.
Born into it, yeah.
He was born a wedding planner.
Yes, I think Habib Bhai, out of all of us, is the most experienced in terms of doing wedding and events and outdoor, especially outdoor catering and events. Myself, my background is venue. I'm a venue owner, and how I come into wedding trade, it was just coincidental, I would say. Is I was doing my master's degree, and amongst family, we've had an opportunity to acquire a venue and get into a venue business. And when that knocked on my door, I was jubilant. I was really happy, excited. And I didn't look back and struggled to get into it. There was a lot of struggle to get into a venue business, but I didn't hold back. I gave it everything I had, and obviously the team we had worked with, and we did it. And obviously you've probably heard of Regent's Lake Banqueting. It's still there. It's doing well. I've been the managing director of that company for 4 years.
Okay.
And when I left, it was doing really well. We did a lot of good work in the community, not just weddings, various charity programs and other sorts of events, community events, etc. So it's done really well, and it was sad when I left, but obviously I had to leave to do other things, and that was the main reason. and how we met. We are kind of friends. Yeah.
Kind of?
Kind of.
At that time, we were
Let's get this. Let's get
At that time,
kind of friends.
remember, I was running a venue. I needed like a printing
Yeah.
materials and things like that. So
Oh, right,
obviously, and obviously, brother Mukit and a partner Shalim, they run a wedding card mansion, which he will talk about in a minute. And obviously, that's how we got acquainted. And when I used to go to them, they used to force me to sit down, have tea, and have a little chit chat, catch up. It wasn't just a transaction. Yeah. It wasn't just a transaction between sales of printing material. It was more becoming friendly, and that's how I got to know Mukid Bhai, and our friendship blossomed from there.
I never got a cup of tea from him.
Is it?
You hardly came round. You always used to send a text saying, "You saw this person. If you want to come, his name is so and so."
You see, and how it came together. We went to China together.
China
trip.
China was actually the pinnacle, or the turning point of how Mary London came out to see. Habib Bhai was still obviously doing his wedding trade, and we all went for different reasons. He went for flowers and all the new gear for the industry
and stuff
like that. Just see, and I went for and they went for the. Just see, we went together. We had a blast of a time. By the way, it's amazing. The Canton Fair was amazing. It was like a holiday and work at the same time. So it's fun. And afterwards, Habib Bhai was thinking, you know what? He's doing the same thing, and he'll touch on it as more, when he gets a chance. And so look, let's do something different. And basically, from that idea, Mary London was born. We got together.
So it all happened in China. It was made in China.
Made in China.
It was made in China.
Everything's made in China. So why not?
Why not?
Do you want to just add on to how it came, how it formed?
Well, yes, forming part of it. Just before I go on to forming part, I'd just like to sort of mention another member of our team, which is the manager of our warehouse, where day to day that takes is another person that we have on the team, which is Munir, and he's
how can we
forget him, because he's the person that always comes in and he's mentoring that warehouse, because you do need someone to actually day to day manage that warehouse and know where things are, put things right in place. So this is why I sort of want to mention him, and he's with our team as well, daily basis. So yes, and as we mentioned, how did Mary London? It's actually that trip to China when we went for our own thing. I mean, I think we all four sort of wanted to go, and it's been sort of in my mind for a good few years. It was like I want to go to China, because China is the thing where everyone gets stuff, and without knowing, we got stuff from China, and even I got stuff from China over my 10-15 years in the wedding trade, where there's always been bought from China, but did wanting to go and see the things physically, things like that. So within the team of the wedding card mansion, where the brothers Mukit and Chalimba has been there, we all used to see each other and been friends for even back in the year from school days. And it's just the talk sort of went on, let's go, and it was one of those times we said no. We're just going to take a passport and get the visas on. Once the visas was done, it was just nowhere turning back, and all four actually went to China, and we talked about things. But in China, it was like doing our own thing. It wasn't anything to do with the
bonding.
It was more bonding we did on China.
I think from the story, it seemed like there was an idea. But that China trip was more around, can you guys work together?
Together, sort of thing. They're wanting to see.
You more or less kind of lived.
Yes.
How long did you go?
We went for a good 14, 15, about
2 weeks.
2 weeks, just over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we got in each other's nerve and things like that, but we learned a lot from each other, and being at the same age group as well. You got to see that is the bigger thing that I would say. Doing a business with the same age group is different than, like what I'm saying is that I had a lot more test in the waters with other people that doing businesses. Even coming back from China, there was other teams that we were mentoring to see if the business is going to work. But I think Maria London and even Shadi Planet needed to go for a new branding is because the team that I had and team that we actually formed, we thought, no, we've got endless worth of experience.
Extra muscle.
Exactly, endless worth of experience behind Aziz Bey. Has the event side, the venue side, the brothers with the printing side, the marketing things. We all got it in-house. So why not form a team and take the wedding business or the event business to the next level where we felt us that it needed to be at for the wedding side. So that's where Mary London came from. And that's how we've been formed, you know. And,
really interesting story. Really,
and,
really interesting.
Mokit,
I
can
mean,
also add
there's a
it.
lot
There's
more that we
more.
can add.
Let's
I
talk
think-
about you.
I think we don't have enough time in this program.
Well, you know, talk about how you got into the wedding trade. Yeah.
Well, as you know, as my partners, friends, everyone they mentioned, you know, my background is from wedding card management. Like me, I have a partner, Shelim, who's not with us today. So we've been running wedding card management for the last seven, 8 years now.
It's more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 8 years now.
Eight
Wedding
years,
card
I think.
management previously was called Wedding Card Factory, but
Yeah.
because of legal issues and stuff, I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah.
My background is in psychology and social science, so I use my theoretical knowledge to underpin my work at the business. And because we've got a lot of people, I use those theories to help them develop.
That's really good. So you've got operational kind of the hands-on stuff, and then you deal with the people side of things. That's really good. Let's change in terms of a question I have to ask. I mean, what's your opinion of the wedding trade? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and everyone's been in the wedding trade, yeah. So you've captured bits of it. So would you say it's really busy now, or not, or what? If I was to say, give me one sentence, one thing that matters to you, yeah, whether it be a positive or a negative, what would it be?
That's a big question.
It's a big question. That's why I've restricted you.
I mean, I would say this. There's a lot of trouble in our industry. And that's one of the reasons why Maryland was born, because of those issues. We wanted to change a lot of things. And that's what I would say.
Okay, so game changer. Go ahead.
I would say people need to learn, especially in the industry, to say no.
Okay, so is it traders or consumers?
It's more towards the traders, because sometimes I feel that traders they feel that they've been held to ransom kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, whatever the situation may be, someone maybe genuinely, they can't afford the price or the package or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are some people who will try on with you.
Okay.
So, and I believe you should just say no. And if you can't do something, then just say no and just move on.
Excellent. Game changer. Learn to say no.
I would say the wedding trade is busy and it's evolving.
Okay.
What
So
I mean by
you're on a kind of more. Yeah. There's room. There's room.
There's room for traders or for customer base. I would say is what a customer wants or what a company can provide. So where the customers, you can see now, is evolving. Where I meant the wedding trade itself is evolving because people are looking into bigger, better, venue-wise, function-wise, event-wise. People want different things, and that's where companies need to go to or come into to serve those level of clients or events. It doesn't have to be weddings; it could be corporate events. And I would say that's where Maria London comes in more and fits in to those clients that are looking for.
What you're kind of saying? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We've got game changer here. You're on the same boat, and you're basically saying, in terms of pricing, quality, and everything, learn to say no. So we'll come back to that. Let's take a short break to see the amazing work that you guys have done. I've followed you. I follow you guys on your Facebook, Instagram, and it's just amazing work, guys.
Thank you.
So on the Event Guru show, we're going to air some of the good work, and if our viewers lock on, then we might have another treat at the end of the show, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Watch this, guys.
Thank you.
welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the piece of work. I believe it was Hotel Marriott.
Marriott Hotel.
Yes, what we do, just to quickly add, obviously we launched a brand new, so just to give a taster to our future clients and clienteles, we documented our work.
Okay.
This is something I think is unique to us. Prior to our Maryland being born, I didn't see much of this kind of type of graphics or media work being done by other event caterers or planners. So what we did, every event we did, we documented it. We made a video, like a 1 minute video for Instagram and Facebook. And that's just one of the sample that we
It's
showed.
amazing. I mean, hats off to you, Haji Saab. It more or less tells a story.
Exactly.
It tells the story from event or industry side in terms of the setup, all the good. And you know what? The good thing is people do have fun setting up. And you guys certainly demonstrate that. And these are moments you can. Well, you probably do anyway. In your training sessions, you show these videos, and then people can, you have a bit of a banter, and it just gives that job satisfaction. I definitely hats off to you guys. That's something that I would look at, and I would say, right, okay, that's excellent. That bit of work that you're doing, capturing those moments.
Even though capturing, I would say, I think the main part of any sort of business or any sort of workflow. It needs to be fun, or that's what we're, be fun and be active, and obviously you can work with you can be in a different work frame. I think we all have a passion in this business. That's why
passion is very important.
Very important.
Very,
being
very
that
important.
passion, that I think we want to have fun. We want to mentor, and we want to run the event, with the passion that we have in there to see what the creative can come out of this. I think with the team that we have now, we've got all that. And obviously, even where Aziz Bhai mentioned that where we have the youngsters are coming in, I mean, we're mentoring them too. Given that's where we want everyone to be in a jolly environment, rather than just see a lot of even the team that we bring in.
Creating setting up weddings is really hard work. And like you said at the beginning, there's pre-event, running the event, post-event stuff. And it's really hard work, and if you can't keep yourselves and your team motivated, give up.
Exactly.
I mean, to cut you off, we're a bit fortunate where we call our youngsters red minions. I don't know why we started.
I see that on Instagram, guys.
They're called red minions.
The boys in red and blue.
It's a red and blue.
That's really interesting. So red minions.
We call them the red minions. So they're our decor team, and it's nice as a business owner or a partner when you see that they're constantly calling us up. When is the next event? We want to come down, because they know when they come here, it's not just strictly about working.
It's not.
The environment, you should come down one day and you see
I will.
the banter and everything that goes behind it. I know there's a lot of hard work. Obviously, you're in the industry as well, so it's not just the one day of the wedding. There's a day before. Sometimes there's even a week before where, with us,
I'll stop you there. I think you guys, with you're saying the work. I think the work more or less starts when the client signs that document. And you don't realize it, but it's in your system. Someone's thinking about it, and that's work. Someone's thinking about it. If it's on your database, your computer, your database is doing work. And then the hard work starts. 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and that's when
it counts down.
From the late nights, nights in the in the warehouse, making the custom stages and the custom floor plans. Obviously, people, the guests, they're not seeing what's going on behind the scenes,
and that's good. I've seen a video of you guys
working behind the scenes.
There is. We do have an Instagram page.
Instagram page. Follow Maria London behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Maria London behind the scenes.
Maria London behind the scenes. All in one word.
Yes.
And what's the other page?
The main page.
At Maria London Events.
Okay, that's Instagram.
That's it,
And Facebook. Okay,
London.
guys, follow both pages if you want to see a bit of the setup.
Yes.
But I quite like the behind the scenes stuff.
I mean,
I really like that.
He controls
because,
that one.
you see everyone you know,
silly
it's, you can tell it's a late night. You can tell it's a late night, so everyone's kind of motivating each
Yes.
other. You can see it because I'm in the industry. I can see that a lot of
appreciate
energy
that,
is going into it.
And I think with the teamwork, you need that. You need to
Yeah,
have
you
that. You
need
need to
that.
flow
You
that.
definitely
any
need that.
business, so which
Yeah.
we say you need to flow that. You know.
Let me change the. I mean, you guys launched January
17 this
20
year.
this year, and you know, we all know about, you know, the other consumers and we've done, you know, my company has done joint work with you guys, yeah, and
Yes.
it was amazing, yeah, okay, and you know, we're not dropping names or anything like that, but what's your opinion in terms of other traders? What are, you know, are they doing good in terms of educating our consumers or not, or what's your opinion?
Well, if I may, to be honest, to be very frank and honest, you know, it's a big topic, and I would love to sit for hours and discuss it with you because you know it's a topic that is close to my heart because I'm so passionate about it. You know, unfortunately, a lot of traders have kind of damaged this industry. Again, no names, but they have prices so cutthroat where they're not making much money for all the hard work that goes into weddings. Unbelievable amount of work, and you obviously you know it.
Well, it's not just in the wedding trade, and you know, builders do it. You know, there's all different industries. There's always, you know, that side of things that
this,
you know.
in this particular industry, because there's so many things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It's all time based, isn't it? Yeah, it's that one day and those few hours you have to get perfect. So what I'm saying is, so much hard work goes into it by so many staff. Just average wedding of 600, 700. You've got about 40, 50 staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 50 people working non-stop for that day, and lots of work, you know, obviously pre-event. And if you're not making a sufficient amount of return on that business, is it worth doing? And because of that, other businesses are suffering. You're suffering, and everyone else is suffering.
Yeah.
This is a big topic, and we don't have time. But you know, if there was an opportunity to
Well,
you know,
on the Event Guru show, we will have table discussions with other traders, and we're going to create a bit of a buzz where we talk about traders and also advice to consumers, etc. But on, you know, Aziz Bhai, you mentioned about that, but what does Maria London do differently?
Right. So this again, why we started off, was this critical point, which is the industry is in turmoil in my view, in our view, and we said, listen, you know what? There isn't a Bengali caterer wedding planner. At that time, we thought there wasn't one that you know, represented a high quality company that's going to give you high quality products and service. Now, you know, obviously we've been in the industry for a long time. We know who everyone is and who's doing what, the kind of level of work. So we decided, no, well, let's start this company and let's see if we could start not only do good service for our clients, but actually start changing the market, get other traders to start thinking, look, it's possible. You can charge good money for good service, value for money, you see. And that's key. You can't charge people ridiculously for no reason. You have to show them why you're charging them. And that's why, one of the reasons why our consultation, we're notorious for our consultation. We're infamous that if you come to us, you have to come with at least 2 to 3 hours for our first consultation. And that's something unheard of in this industry, right? And we tell our clients, they don't understand. They've been to other companies and just know it's usually 20 minutes, half an hour. What menu do you want? Decoration, this is the pictures, done.
I don't think you can have a proper conversation about a wedding. Minimum, you need an hour.
Yes,
minimum.
Yes. But the clients have told us this. It's just what's the menu, or okay, these are the pictures of decoration we've got. This is was the old, but in the new now, because we've gone through a transformation in the wedding industry. Clients obviously have become more professional, more educated. They want obviously more more decorated stages and decor, and you know, menus becoming more sophisticated. Do you see? So sophistication has arisen. So now we need to sit down for hours and hours to go through everything. And what we say is, if you want to come to Maria London, please take some time, because we want to explain to you, make you informed consumer before you make a choice. And furthermore, what we say is, please do go to other caterers or other wedding planners. Then you can get a good comparison. It's not just price, because you're selling them a day, a wedding experience. What we call a wedding experience, not just a transaction. It's not just a transaction okay, we'll do this, provide the service to you. It's an experience we create. Please compare that, what do you call it, in fairness, by going to another wedding caterer and sitting down with them and go through all the menu and everything else, what they're going to give you, and then make the comparison. Then the price factor comes in as well.
Yeah. Okay. What about yourselves? I mean, what's your opinion with other traders? What's your take?
I think the wedding industry is not, as you mentioned, that wedding. It's not just the wedding industry. It's to the builders or the catering or the restaurant industry that we had. Our community needs to change for the better, and I think this is what we need to. This is what Maria London is trying to do to showcase that there are better things we can do as a community, as a businesses,
and what you get for that money. Because I don't think the consultation part really proves that you want to show the fine detail of what they will get on the day, rather than a 20-minute discussion on a piece of paper and then decide.
Exactly. This is why we sort of build a profile of ourselves to showcase to the client, or where a client has been into one of our events, to see what they can get. And also we go through the menus or go through their itinerary in a way where for a wedding that they need, and then we say, this is what you need, this is what the way we will do it. And I think from a client side or for a business side, there has to be a trustability that's got to be built between a client and it's not just like where Aziz said, it's not a transaction deal you're making. This is something he's going to live with that client for a lifetime.
It's one time.
One time wedding. So for many people.
And if they come back to you again, then it's a bonus. You've done with.
We don't want them to.
And like Aziz said, wedding is an experience, and what we're trying to do, we are not trying to be a company that hit and miss. We are trying to be a company that is all to do with that client's needs and sort of make it
with the customer at the heart of
and make that wedding successful for the client. And
if I may add, what I call it is a client-centered approach. Theoretically, this is what we in other kind of realms. Client-centered approach means that when the client is in the center of whatever it is that's going on. So in this transaction or in this wedding trade, what we're saying is, you come to Maria London, we'll give you a client-centered approach. And I think it's unheard of before, where this type of kind of the way we kind of deal with our clients. It's client-centered approach. You come, it's all about you, your big day, your wedding, your once in a lifetime, magical day. It's all about you. How do you want it? Let's listen to your concerns or your views and your vision, and let's note it down. And we'll tell you what's
listening
possible.
is key.
Exactly.
Because then you can get all the detail that.
Would you believe a lot of the clients tell us, we've been to this place and that place. They didn't even we didn't even talk. All they said is, they yapped all day long, or half an hour long, and they just gave us a menu and said, choose something, and this is the price. And that was their experience.
Rather than listening, it's more telling.
And this is what you can get for this price.
Here you go.
It's all about price. And they, and we don't even talk about price. In Maryland, we don't talk about price until right to the end, because we want to tell you what you're getting with us. If you come on board with our team, this is what we're going to do for you. And we don't just say it, we prove it. It's all about proof. It's called social proof. It's called the technical proof. Are you having it on the TV and showing it what we are capable of, and all our previous
your reviews, your live reviews.
Absolutely. Talking about reviews, interestingly, what we do differently, I don't think it's been done before, is what I thought about is, how do we prove to clients, future clients, that we are good as we say we are. So what we did, instead of you see, one thing on our Instagram is we don't ever post text messages of reviews. We don't do that, because that could be faked easily. So what we do instead is we do live recorded with our bride, with our groom, the brides and groom's parents, with those who've actually organized it and paid us. So we take on the day, while the wedding is happening, you can see the surrounding, and we have a live discussion. We record it to see. And we
I've seen some of them. Amazing. It's just amazing.
And we asked them, one of the key questions I asked some of them is, was it worth paying us for that amount for what you've got? And then one of the brothers, he said every penny was worth it. And he paid a good amount for that service, but every penny was worth it, because he couldn't believe the way we did it. Just see, alhamdulillah, it went amazing.
It's really good. Abdul Mukib, your opinion in terms of the trade generally, what do you think?
Going back to previously what I said was the mentality, where people can't say no. So that's one of the reasons why I mentioned that was they always promise. People can promise, the whole world to you, but when it comes to on the day, they can't deliver. Now the reason why they can't deliver is because they're restricted on, on the money sense,
The finance side.
on the finance, because for them to
In terms
fulfill,
of what they've agreed to with the customer.
Because say for example someone's paid them, I don't know, X amount of money, say £10, and customer's expectation, like there's a saying that we say in Wedding Card Mansion is, they want champagne for Coca-Cola money, if you get what I mean. So this is one of the reasons where I feel, obviously I've not been in the industry as long as these guys, but from my background, I feel they should be more brave in to say no. We can't do it for this and that. Why? You say yes, okay, we'll do it, but then on the day,
you're struggling.
Exactly, you're going to struggle because you're going to cut corners. And me personally, I would say honesty and integrity is, for me, is more than doing somebody's wedding.
I definitely can see that as one of your values, honesty and integrity across the board. And it just says it all over. You're so confident that at the end of the event, you've got the courage to actually go and ask your customer, the key person who paid those monies to you, what did you think? Do you think? And that questioning like that is, you're going with confidence.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. That's really good. Okay, so in terms of advice to brides and grooms, I mean, I take it a lot of brides and grooms approach you. Do you get anyone other than the bride and groom approaching you?
I think we've seen a change. There is a definite change, because I've been in it for obviously nearly 7 years or so. Where before we used to get parents used to come in, or uncles and aunties,
they used to
etc.
organise the whole wedding,
on
behalf of the bride.
We remember we used to do it in schools before. Remember the days, and the parents, the elders used to do all of it.
Do you remember the time when the guests used to serve as well?
Yes, those are the days.
Serve the families.
Yes, we did.
I served in.
Yes, we all did. Yeah, but nowadays it's majority of I would say 90% of our clientele. Because our clientele is slightly different. We're dealing with more professional clientele who want a very good, organized, organized professional wedding. Usually, bride and grooms directly approach us, and we sit with them at least for the first consultation before they get the families involved. And on that note, what I'll say is, we have lots of consultations throughout the whole week. Lots and lots. Because the people are liking what we're doing, and they love our work. And if you look at our conversion rate as a business in terms of how many consultation to how many convert to as a business, it's very low. And the reason that is because they love our product and service. It's just that sometimes amount of things that we have to give them, they want that, but it is a little bit because of
budget.
Budget is a big factor, but we're okay with it. We're okay because at the end of the day, we're not there for everybody. Because every business isn't suitable for every clientele. You see, that's how the world is. You've got different types of supermarkets for different type of customers. You see, so we're there for people who want an experience of a lifetime in a wedding. And how we do it is we have a variety of different things we give that are unique to us. For example, wedding host is part and parcel of our experience. Now this is a new concept we've introduced, and I've not seen it in other weddings.
So what does a wedding host do?
Couple of things. You've got 1,000.
What's their role?
Okay, you've got 1,000 guests, 600 guests. Who is the person that interacts or communicates with the 500, 600 guests, 1,000 guests? Who manages their affairs? Remember, it's like a little community, and you've got 1,000 people there. And if you've got no rules and regulation, how do they interact and live civilly for that 6 hours?
So why not have? I'm going to ask these questions because
Please.
I want consumers to understand, what your service is about. Yeah. Why not hire a Toastmaster?
Of course, you can do, but
Yeah.
the Toastmaster's job is specific, whereas the host is different. Yeah.
Okay.
The Toastmaster he reads out whatever you give him,
Right.
and he's usually an Englishman or English. He's not Asian. He's not Bengali, and he's dressed obviously, in his red attire.
red,
Now, what a host does? Remember, hosts have known the client from day one. We're hosts. Yeah. We do the hosting. Myself and
So
Habib.
you've already got that relationship.
We know the client, we know the bride and groom, we know the family, we know what they want, what they don't want. We know all of it. Yeah, we've got all the information we need. And on the day, we work closely together with one of the family members, and we host the event. We organize the affairs of all the guests, 600, 700, 1,000 guests. We tell them to quiet down at the time of nikah. We tell them to sit down at the time of food. Health and safety is very important. We do not serve the food until every guest is sat down and waiting to see. Because a lot of the way we've all experienced is people are standing around rushing and waiters carrying hot food.
With
Yes.
wedding, and that's really, really important. And where you're providing that service, that is well worth having.
Just to add on, one more part of it is the second part of the hosting, which is the photo session time. Yeah, and if you ask to meet the camera guys and media guys, they'll tell you that's a horrendous time here, because there's so much things going on. So many people want to go on stage, and it's not organized because no one's listened to the camera guy to see. So what we do, part of our service of the hosting is we've got a list. Remember, we've got an itinerary from the client, the whole day, a blueprint of the day. We also got another itinerary for the photo session. Yeah?
Right.
And we request that beforehand. It's a mandatory. If you want to be our client, you have to provide these things. We've got rules and regulations to be our client. So they provide it. So that we mentor it with them, and we help them where they need help. Names of your family members, and we do it alternate from the bride and groom side, so everyone's fair and happy. And we call them up. We have a little bit of entertainment. The Habib does usually a lot of that side. Because remember, Bengali wedding, we don't have entertainment, so we try to provide a little bit of entertainment, a bit of laughter, joke, banter on the day, and it's fun, but it's also efficient because we get everyone on the stage, photo taken, out, and we don't have to be late no more.
Just adding to Aziz Bhai's note there. Remember, wedding is a very time frame sort of a day itself, and everything is like a domino effect. You got to understand. With our Asian Bengali wedding itself, we got so many things happening within that 6 hours. You got to understand that. That's why we actually force our clients or say to you have to give us an itinerary, blueprint as Aziz said for the day. What that does is gives us an idea of how the date they want it run. Also, it gives us an idea like anything's going late, how to push the time back.
So you have contingency
planning.
That's really
exactly
interesting.
Just one point going back onto the industry where I say, if you look at the wedding business itself, that a lot of things are popping up nowadays where you've got venues are coming up where very much well presented venues are highly priced, and people even our Asian or Bengali community, I said some of the venues, very known venues are coming up, which is much pricey. Our Bengali clients are going there. But where we feel as Maria London, where when they are going into these venues, they are not looking into the service end or the quality end of that industry. When you said that, do you feel the industry is busy or I would say yes, the industry is busy. The
pie is big enough.
Yes. The pie is big enough for everyone.
Yeah.
But where Mukit Bhai also, so I'm just going to touch on thing where Mukit Bhai says is learn to say no. There are clients, like Aziz Bhai said, 95% of our clients that we are sort of coming into us are not turning into our clients. Where we are saying is client has got a choice. We've also got a choice of saying no. Are we the right people for the client? And clients got that choice. We give them that choice. Where that we believe both ends, from the venue or where they having their events held, it needs to match up to the service and the standard. So that's where Maria London sort of plays this big role on certain venues that you're going into. We look at where the event is happening, what kind of level that client or that family or even that venue where you've gone to is at that standard of the service that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we come in and say, no, if you're going to this kind of place or venues, you need that level of standard of the service that you need to.
So with all the kind of props and everything like that, you need that as a bolt-on to that service to kind of more or less enhance the venue.
I mean, I think what Habib, just to quickly clarify, what Habib was trying to say is, let's take a very good venue in which is really busy at the moment, but it's very expensive. Let me give you an example: 20 grand charge average, or 25 grand. We have to hire this venue.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to go into a venue that's going to cost 20 grand just to hire it for that one day, and you're going to provide your guests with good food and good service, good drinks, and a good experience. Doesn't match up, does it? You're paying 20 grand just for the venue, which usually average costs 5-6
But then
grand.
when they're coming in to shop around for the service and the food and everything, they haven't got that budget.
It doesn't make no sense.
Are you saying, in terms of your advice to consumers, get that balance right?
Yes, because I mean, just to add on.
That is a really good point you guys have made.
Just to add on, look, remember, wedding day, you've invited all these guests, 600,000 guests, and it's the one time they all get together on that particular day. Remember, it's never going to happen again. In someone else, your sibling's wedding, you might not have the same amount of people or the same people coming in. So this one day where you got all these people coming to your wedding, and they've come here, they've made effort, driving, wearing clothes and all of this stuff, and getting the kids ready and giving you salami as well. A lot of effort and a lot of cost has gone to come to your wedding. If they've come to your wedding, they're going to sit, they're expected to have a good meal, and enjoy the day and go home.
And the service.
Yes. So if imagine you come and yes, the rice is here, but the curry isn't here. The starters is cold. The refill's not coming. You've been waiting, and you're just like, did you see? It's frustration. Food's not nice. So many issues happen. So they're not going to leave thinking, "Oh, bless you," or "Bless the newlywed." They're going to think, "What a waste of my time." So
I mean,
I've heard horror stories.
From a faith perspective. What I would say to consumers, and I say to a lot of brides and grooms, is that you're purchasing food for all these people. Exactly. Why? Is it to get it on film, or say you've got it for, say I fed 500 people? The main thing is to get that blessing from every single guest member. And I think there's a hidden message in what you're saying, is that if you're going to cut corners on anything as a consumer, as a customer, as a bride or a groom, don't do it on food and service.
Exactly. That's the main point I'm making.
Because you won't, rather than people say, "Mashallah, that was really good." You don't want that risk of them saying something bad about it.
Remember, people will remember the food and the taste. They won't remember the decorations or the building. That's not going to be something. You don't have emotional ties with those things. From a psychological point of view, your emotional tie is things that experience.
As a psychologist.
Yes, exactly.
No. From a psychological point of view, you remember taste, smell. Because this is something that gives you pleasure. From a pleasure point of view. So those things gave you pleasure is what obviously your stomach, right, and the taste of it and the service. Now, as I said, if you've got rice, you've got no curry, you're not going to be happy. You're not eating. So if it all comes nicely together and you eat well, you're going to remember that, and that's your emotional attachment to that wedding. You remember that wedding as that's a good wedding. That's how memory works as well.
I always remember a wedding from the dessert. To be honest, I remember it from the dessert, from the way it's presented, how it's served to me, and whether or not I can ask for second round.
One of my pet hates is plastic.
We hate it.
Plastic containers, plastic spoons. That's why we have in
all ceramic.
Everything has to be ceramic
spoons then.
Ceramic and silver service. Silver and knife.
No, that's really good. I mean, everything that you're saying is, it's all quality. You're not going to take a client on to match their budget, so you can compromise on your quality.
Exactly.
That goes with your brand.
See, sorry, Imdad, for cutting you. Just on the quality, I'm going to ask Aziz Bhai just to mention about the reason why we even have 2 glasses on the table. Quickly,
let me just quickly give you a quick point.
These are some of Mary London secrets, which I'm sure.
I mean, these are mandatory. That's to remember. We have certain rules and requirements that we expect our clients to adhere to, and we won't do an event without those. So we've had clients say, "Can you not cut that off because to make it cheaper. We said no. These are Marina London standard. We will not ever go below that standard. For example, let me give you an example. We start off 3 canopies. That's a mandatory requirement. You can choose whichever you want, but you have to have hot canopies, or cold, whichever you want, choice. Obviously welcome drinks you have to have, Yes, the fruit platters you don't have to have, That's but the canopies is a must. The welcome drinks is a must, okay. Tea and coffee without selection of biscuit is a must.
I love the pictures of those biscuits.
Let's talk about the 2 glasses.
Just have those biscuits.
Let's just talk about the 2 glasses.
Ceramic service.
The reason why
now
we have
2 glasses. We have mandatory 2 glasses. Why? We give 3 drinks. Okay, we give Coke, give glass bottled water, and we give our best tasting tropical juice. We use a particular brand. It's really nice. So if you got just the ordinary way, you've got 2 drinks, Coke and water. If you got 1 glass, if I put Coke here first, a lot of people have Coke first. I drink Coke. Now after the meal, you think, oh, thirst, the water. Now what happens when you put water in a glass? It gets murky. Doesn't look nice, doesn't taste nice. It just looks done.
Water, diluted Coke.
Diluted Coke.
So because we say no, you have to have 2 glasses, and obviously our standard is 3 drinks. You see, we've got many more, which obviously we can't go into detail with a short time. But that's something that your guests can actually call us and find out more about us in terms of our standards.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about kind of pricing, if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
Because we want our consumers to know what it costs to have Maria London host their special day. So if I've got, say, I want something basic, from a faith-based perspective.
Yes, of course.
I don't want all the kind of cherry on top and everything.
Sure, okay.
And I've heard lots about Maria London. I like their food. I like the brothers, and their staff and everything. I want Maria London to do it. Okay. And I've got approximately 200 guests. Let's just say £10 per person. Can you do a wedding for a family member of mine?
So my first question is I need to know what you want. You see, because remember, you're buying a wedding is multifaceted. You've got so many millions of factors. Hyperboling, but you've got loads of factors. And that's the reason we ask for a consultation for 2-3 hours, because we need to know exactly what your desires are, what you want, your requirements, your vision, all of those things. So now that's quite vague. What you said is very low, but low. You don't want the cherry on top, but exactly what do you want? So we can cater for majority of the clients. We can do. For example, our decoration is not mandatory. You don't have to take the best decorations. You can decide go for our lowest decorations.
Just take tablecloths and
table. But we will recommend to have some as centerpiece at least. But we've got from £10, £15 to £30 to even £100 centerpieces. Don't go for the £100 one. Go for the £15 one, the basic one, right? You need tablecloth. We can't do a wedding without tablecloth. We have to give you ceramic service. You see, those things are mandatory. You don't have to choose our knife. Have you seen our cutlery sleeve? You don't have to go for a cutlery sleeve. You don't have to go for our branded hand wipes. These are additional charges for luxury. For someone faith-based who wants it on a good budget, not the high end, I would say come and talk to us. 200 people is a low number, but we can probably do something. Okay, but I have to listen to your requirements.
You can give me ideas.
Absolutely.
To kind of.
I mean, one thing we won't do, we will never ever compromise on our standard. For example, when we do our meat curry, we only use leg and shoulder meat. Yeah, when you get the whole lamb, you got the back, the bones, you got the rib bones, and majority become bone. Only when you scoop it, I've just bones everywhere. Just see, in every single bowl. And that's not acceptable to us because you've invited guests to come to your wedding. Imagine inviting guests to your house. Would you give them bones? No, of course not. So you have to think, I'm inviting guests to my house. That's how you have to think about it and conceptualize it. And you have to give them good food and good service, just how you would do it in your own house. So why is it different when you do it in a venue? Why do you think that I can just cut the caterers to the lowest, where he's not making nothing and expect to get everything? No, you're not going to get that.
I think just to add on Aziz Bhai's thing, I think is the traders or our industry businesses that where we are putting on prices on certain things. Where in Maria London, we don't put a price on. We actually understand that client first to see their requirement, and based on their requirement, either we give them advice, we tell them what it is and how it is, and what they will get for what money. And that's the thing that a client takes away from us. Either they become our client or not even our client. So what that does to the client or the industry, where it's not only sort of letting the clients know that what is and what is their money for is out there. I mean, if they have a budget, I'm sure there's a company out there that can fulfill their budget. But with Maria London, where they come, they get an experience and they get to understand why we do certain things and what the reason for.
I mean, I think Aziz, but if you find detail, and
exactly on things,
you know, it gives I'm sure there's other bits and pieces.
Yes, there's lots. There's a lot.
But the bits that you've mentioned doesn't come in a standard wedding package. Some of the things are unheard of. And this is where, you know, at the beginning of the show, you know, when we asked questions, you know, your you know, what I can remember from your kind of introduction about Maria London, I think game changers. You know, you're educating people in terms of, you know, for your money, get quality, get something different, get something unique.
Absolutely.
Guys, you know, I can talk about weddings all day, and I'm sure you can as well. But we're restricted on time. But you know, how can customers, or do you do business with other traders? I'm sure you do.
We actually, yes, obviously we know. Everybody knows everyone in the 15 years in the industry. I know probably 1/3 of his contacts, right? Because obviously I've been in the industry as well. We obviously have a relationship with probably most people, but in terms of our clientele, we don't do business, i.e. we don't take traders on as a clientele. We usually work directly with the consumer directly. But yes, if there is, like we worked with yourself, the same client, you know, we worked and you worked. Yes, we collaborate, definitely, but we don't usually. It's usually it's not. But we have. We can work with traders, but as a rule of thumb, we usually work with client directly.
Your preference would be
clients directly.
Yeah, and you know, I think I know the answer to that. So you want to satisfy the customer and not the trader, and so there's no Chinese whispers.
It's all
getting things wrong.
Client-centered.
Exactly.
All client-centered, even to a point. Even to a point. Imagine this: as a wedding planner, we don't take on like things like car hire, things like cakes. All of these things we say to a client. We will recommend you a few names.
Here's the number.
Please, you do it directly. We don't need the commission. We're not interested in the commission because that's not our forte. That's not our purpose of being here. Our purpose is to give you an amazing wedding experience. Leave that to us. We are the expert in this area. The cake guy, go to him, talk to him directly, get the best deal. Just obviously, you can tell us we recommended them, and that will bring some weight to your, you know, importance.
The final pricing,
of course,
and
hopefully, because we work with them. But we're not interested to take that booking on and to organize it for you. We avoid that. We've done it here and then for people we couldn't avoid, that they really wanted us to do it for them. But we always say, please, you know, go directly. Here's the numbers. You call them directly and organize it. Do you see? Because that's, you know, we don't want to take that responsibility on. We've got a bigger responsibility, which is your main wedding day.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, and that's a distraction for us.
Okay.
We'll be focused.
So, how do people get in contact with you? Numbers?
Easy
email?
peasy.
Yeah.
I tell you how. Look, we're on pretty much every social media.
Yeah. My feed on Instagram, and it's all good. It's all good. You know,
because remember, this generation is a social media generation and internet generation, right? Myself and Mukuba, we head the social media marketing. He does a lot of the behind the scenes work, all the fun stuff. I'll do a bit more of the serious stuff. You know, the website we do ourselves. Mukuba does majority of that. So, you know, our names, our numbers, mobile numbers, WhatsApp numbers, everything is on our webpage, our Instagram page.
Website address?
It's very simple. www.marialondon.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Instagram page, we mentioned it again. But
Maria London Events.
Maria London Events. No space, no
one word. Maria London Events with an
What's
S.
my favourite one? Maria London.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, Maria London.
No, Maria London first. So it's at Maria London behind the scenes.
At
Maria London behind the scenes.
That's an interesting one.
That's a good one.
And
that's the one everyone needs
give
to
give us your main telephone number. You know, just give.
I think the landline number, I think, is diverted anyway.
It's permanently diverted to our mobile. Permanently diverted to our mobile. So I answer all the calls.
All right.
and you listen to my voice when you call. This nice voice, this nice person you hear on the other side of the line. So we don't miss any calls. That's how important clients are. You know what? My phone is on 24/7. So even the clients call at 12 o'clock, I answer it. And it's not because we want business. It's not that. We would like to provide that holistic service, you see. And you can text, you can call, we'll answer it, you see. And one thing about us is our customer service. I would say, that's something I would be proud to say, without any humility. I would say, we've probably got I know we've got the best customer service in this industry. Because the amount of things we do for our clients here is unbelievable. And that's why they give us those kind of reviews. They know.
And customer service is key.
I think
Final word, it's a journey. We say it's a journey. We will go with you on that journey. From the day you call us, first consultation, second consultation, food taste, and to the wedding day and until the bidai. That's a journey we go with you as a client. And we're there holding your hand throughout the whole journey. And that's the experience of Marriott London events.
I think just to wrap it up, I think we should say, with our team, you can see the passion behind it, and
certainly today, exactly. This show is supposed to be 20 minutes.
20 minutes, but then you can, from your experience, you can also see from your background in the wedding industry that if you do not have the passions, there's no point of doing it or being in the business. Passion drives this business to the next level or where we are. Even within our team, I think we have formed a team where passions are through all of us,
and skill sets,
and the right skill sets in the right places. And that's the key points to our business success.
I think one of the questions you can ask us is, what's your highest point or the best thing you've done this year?
Well, that's what I was going to ask in terms of, if there was one thing since January 2017, since our launch date, what's collectively, what are you proud of? Give me one event that you have been proud of. I know which one. Yeah. And
do you want to tell us?
It's amazing, and I am so happy.
Tell us. Let's see if it's the same one you're thinking of.
It's the Bangladeshi Fashion Week, guys, congratulations again. And unfortunately, I could not be there because I was shifted into doing other bits. But I heard that you guys absolutely smashed it.
Really?
Yeah? That was that was it. And I said, how did Marriott London do? They smashed it. So guys, did I guess right?
That's the one.
Yes. My one's a little different. My one's a little different.
Say the wedding last weekend.
My one is a wedding beginning of the season itself, beginning of the year. Is the childhood museum which I did with Sapphire, which is yourselves there, where it was a bit challenging of doing a stage outside in the garden, I would say.
Yeah.
So
that was a challenging experience.
That was a challenging experience. I know with Aziz Bhai we did do that one, but when you said what memory brings it back, I think that was
key things, isn't it? One thing that
I would like to quickly add this point, and because it's very important, and why I even mentioned it. It's Bangladesh's success in United Kingdom. That's the reason I mentioned it. It's not because of anything else. Just the fact that a Bangladeshi caterer has gone into Canary Wharf, which is the business center of this country, right? And was able, given the permission after being vetted thoroughly and exhaustively, to do a catering event. And you don't know how much trouble I personally went through to get in there because the Canary Wharf have blocked or disallowed pretty much all Bengali caterers in there.
I know the history behind it, and to go through these that process, it's daunting just for a hotel group. I've been through it myself, and to go through that because of other traders. But you guys just
I had to personally convince the lady. She was a nice lady, but obviously she had her points, and I had to convince her through paperwork and through obviously our presentation why she should give us a chance. And it was a long process. It had a short time, but it was a long process in and out of emails and meetings. That why we are not going to do what other caterers have done, and why we should not be like everyone else, banned or not allowed in. So first impression was when she saw our website, all our social media stuff. She said, you know what, you guys seem like of high quality. Then obviously, then that became a kind of a stage for me to go on and to explain, and then alhamdulillah, grace of God, and through all our all the documentation, everything, and
with a lot of, I think, detailed planning. It's
Yes.
just not just by getting on there. I think that then the next part came on to the plannings of the event, the day to run it through ourselves. It was a really hectic week, I would say, between our
week
partners,
dedicated.
between
Yeah,
all of
when
us.
I called you
Yes.
about the
Like,
show, you said no chance.
no chance.
I'm doing this, and I thought, okay.
this is my
He
lifestyle.
didn't have any hair left.
It fell off because of that week. I mean, look,
I didn't
literally,
want to mention that, but
no, it did fell off. The whole because I took on majority of that because I was liaising with Kenrith directly with the management team, and obviously them. They're very, very, they have to be. It's it's a UK trade center. They have to be very careful. And finally, after doing all the paperwork and rewriting many things, they've accepted. Alhamdulillah. But as long as now, the next part is don't mess up. Do what we do. You see, as long as we do what
we do best.
Exactly,
That's what I said.
and we did it.
guys, like I said, you guys have more or less kind of fast tracked what event company would achieve in 2-3 years, and really, I'm really proud of you guys. Stay in contact. We've got each other's numbers, and we want to see more of that stuff on Facebook and Instagram. So keep that up. So, do you think we can watch that extra treat?
Yes,
for
I think
our
we should.
viewers?
I think we should. And that video.
Give us a little introduction.
So
of
this
one.
video isn't one of our wedding videos or promo. It's actually a small advert we made for the Bangladeshi community on our Bengali channel when we first launched, just to get the name out. So it was based on our first wedding, which was in Willows, and our first client, and we used that as a launcher.
So your first wedding, first client.
First video.
But
what we did was marketing-wise. I challenged through all the channels, so everyone get a chance to see that or hear the name Maria London, because it's such a unique name, such a unique brand that they've never heard of before. You see, it's not Bengali related. You see, Maria and it's London. You see, so yes, so that's the advert. Hopefully, you can show.
Excellent, guys. It's been a pleasure to have Team Maria London. Do follow them on all the Instagram and Facebook channels, and do contact them. Spread the word. They are new, but they are amazing. Trust me, I've seen their work and have followed them. Now, it's time for that treat. Thank you very much, and thank you guys again for
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.